Testing 1, 2, 3. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dwayne Kimball, owner and founder of KMD89 at VA Claims Consulting, Leave No Vet Behind. And also, I'm a United States Army veteran. Coming to you tonight, we're doing a live Q&A session on the VA disability compensation claims process. A lot of people ask for this, so I'm going to try and do them a little bit more often. So be on the lookout for that. But before we get started, just wanted to state a disclaimer. Here at KMD89 VA Claims Consulting, we do not advise you on what you should do with your claim, but we educate you on the VA disability compensation claims process. So we don't represent veterans. We don't advise veterans. We're not claims agents or accredited lawyers. We educate the veteran on the VA claims process. So we're going to get into some questions here. This won't be a long live stream and try to keep it at 30 to 45 minutes. But I just wanted to share some things before we jump in the Q&A. Is that one, we still have our live event this weekend in Tampa, Florida at ACC Hillsborough County Community College, the Dale Mabry campus from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. If you're in the area and you signed up, make sure you bring that ticket. They have a Bucks game, and I think another event that's coming up. So parking may be blocked off. But if it is, then show them that ticket and let them know you're not there for the Bucks game. It doesn't start till I think 2 p.m., but we'll be, done by that time. But I don't know when they're going to be blocking off the HCC parking lot and just letting it, be open to people that are there for the game. So if you're able to sign up, still got tickets available. We're not doing the number of people that we had, so it's going to be a small group of us due to the increase in COVID here in the state of Florida. So we want to make sure we have plenty of room. Seats are going to be spaced out. There will be a raffle for a giveaway. Just got confirmation today that the prize is complete. So definitely come out in support. Also, I am going to be doing a live Q&A session. You can go next Friday at August 27th at 2 p.m. So it's going to be by Zoom. So we're going to be live. You can share your video. You can share your audio. It's a free event. Normally they're not, but this one will be free. It'll be about an hour. So if you're not in the Tampa area, no worries. It will be 1 p.m. August 27th, Eastern Standard Time. Okay. But there's two catches to it. You have to show your video. If you come in and you don't have a video, I'm going to remove you from the room. You can see me. I want to be able to see you and we all can interact. And also, I will not have the chat window open. So you will have to unmute your mic to ask your question. Okay. So again, you can go to the description section of this video, to my website, click on the link, KMD89 classes, look for the live Q&A, August 27th. August 27th, next Friday. I did say 1 p.m. I apologize. It's actually 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, so I'm going to correct that time. It's going to be 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you need to sign up with your name. If you have a name like, I don't know, Black Belt Larry or something like that, you're not going to be given access to the room. So sign up with your name. All right. First, last name is simple. Okay. And make sure you share your video or you will not be let in the room. Okay. So without that being said, I'm going to go ahead and open up for some questions. Again, we're not going to be on here too late tonight. So we got, let's see. Jody, I was wondering, wait a minute. Yep. I was wondering if you've seen an initial TBI be granted by 2 additional TBI. Also, if you have seen residuals of TBI increase over time. You can't get rated for TBI. That would be twice. That would be pyramiding. But there are some residuals of TBI like tinnitus, The most common ones I've seen is tinnitus and migraine headaches. There could be more. Those are just a couple of the common ones uh, that I've seen. Hello, Dwayne. Thanks for great information. Hey, not a problem. Definitely welcome. Got Ronald Sanders. Hi, everyone. Miss RLTW. Who? I think, did we talk last week? RLTW? I think we did talk last week, if I'm not mistaken. You said you and your wife was watching live stream. If I'm not mistaken, let me know if that was you. Um, but also, I wanted to share some things what I've been seeing that's been going on with the VA. Talked about it a little bit last week, but since then, been getting a lot of calls, emails about things, and I was just about the VA claims process. But most importantly, a lot of our clients have been relaying a lot of information to us when they submit, DBQs, what's going on with those. Okay. And from what I can see, is the VA has, I'm not going to say is changing, has changed. It's getting even harder to get service connected. Okay. I know we all thought that it was hard. I believe it's getting harder. And here's why. Like I say last week, some of my clients have submitted actionable and sufficient DBQs. They're completed correctly. I've seen hundreds of DBQs when I was a rater, and some of my clients getting completed. We review them, they submit them, and the VSR is still scheduling exams. And there are several things that's happening. I did a video talking about inconsistencies. Some RVSRs are granting the increase of service connection. Others, they're still requesting exams. And then some, if they're service connected, they're just seeing it and saying, oh, the doctor, there's no evidence that your doctor has continuously treated you. Well, think about that. If you go to a CNP exam, that doctor is not your treating physician. So why are some raters holding the private doctors to a higher standard than the CNP examiners at QTC, LHI, or VS services? They're not your treating physician. They'll never see you again, more than likely. Okay. So those are things that you want to be on the lookout for, but more so be educated on when that happens, what is your rights as a veteran? Okay. Some of the things that these are some of the things that we talk over with our clients in detail, and I'm sharing it with you. I did videos back, I think March 7th, when the DBQs came back, and I said I was happy. I didn't think they were coming back, but I was happy that they did. But I also was leery of some of the things that was going to happen. And guess what? It's happening. Okay. So if that happens to you, you need to be educated on, what your options are. Okay. Because that could be the difference to getting you over that hump, um, to 100%. Okay. All right. So let me get into some questions here. I had an endoscopy and the VA give me a diagnosis of GERD. Can I claim GERD secondary to medication? Yeah, you can. That would be up to you. How do you word that? You got to make sure the wording is right. I've seen some of our clients, they worded their claims a certain way. They're saying, hey, here's the evidence. I'm sending you a copy. And also should be in my personnel records, not my STRs, but my personnel records. And clients are getting letters back from the VA talking about, oh, we're still doing development for your service treatment records, your STRs. If you had them, have them send them to us. And the client's like, wait a minute. Well, what I'm claiming, that evidence is not in my STRs, it's in my personnel record. And they send them, the VA is sending them the CD, and I'm asking the vet, hey, is that information on that CD? Yeah. So it's like you're telling them, and they're not paying attention to what you're telling them because the evidence is in your claim file, which they have access to. Okay. And that's more of a reason to make sure that you request that CD. Okay. You definitely want to make sure. Okay. Yeah. Miss RLTW. Oh, okay. I thought we did talk. So thanks for logging on tonight. Let's see. Jayla Brown. Let's see. I know this video is about VA claims, but are you an expertise with VA home loans or know anyone who can answer a few questions? No, I am not. I'm sorry, Ms. Brown. It depending on what questions you have about home loans. What are the current VA interest rates, certificate eligibility. But I never worked in VA loan guarantee. The only information that I do know about VA home loans is when I purchased my home, I did have a VA home loan. Let's see. Hello, my question is: with a helpless child at the age of 21, is there a benefit for this? Yes, and that claim is called helpless child. Now, if you go into the M21 manual reference, you can Google it, okay, and just type in helpless. It'll the keyword search, it'll bring up all the M21 references as it pertains to helpless child. Now, I haven't looked at the M21 lately for helpless child, but it used to be if you can prove that child, if the child was on your ward and the child was considered helpless before the age of 18, okay? So you as a veteran would have to prove that, all right? But if you go to the M21, it'll give you a little bit more detail. It's been a few years since I've looked at it. So you would have to go out into the M21 and do that research yourself. But the claim is helpless child. So there's a claim for that, okay? Here we go. Mr. Saunders, if your primary care doctor prescribed meds for GERD, is that considered being a diagnosis as to having GERD? So my question would be, why would they prescribe medication for GERD if you didn't have a diagnosis for GERD? I'm not a medical doctor. I would think that they would, that you would have a diagnosis for GERD. But the way to confirm that is go back. If your primary care doctor is at the VA, I'm assuming it's at the VA, you can go into My Healthy Vet and look at that progress note of that date that they prescribed you that medication. And it should be noted in there either as a diagnosis or an assessment and plan. Under the assessment, it should be the diagnosis, and under the plan, it should be the medication that they prescribe. Okay. It's that time. Greetings, Dwayne. What did I miss about Saturday's event, sir? Hey, not a problem. I'll repeat it. We're doing an in-person live event this Saturday in the Tampa area at the Hillsborough County Community College, Del Mabry campus. It'll be from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. It's going to be in person. It's not going to be on video. It's going to be a 3-hour session. You can sign up. You go to our website. Again, I'm asking people to bring their tickets because there's a Bucks game at 2 p.m. We'll be long gone by then, but they may have their parking lot blocked off. So you want to make sure you print your ticket and show it to them. Say, hey, I'm not here for whatever other festivities. I'm here to attend a class here at ACC, and it'll be on that. You can show the parking attendant your ticket so they won't try and charge you. Okay. And also it's at 9 a.m., but get there a little bit early because you just never know traffic or whatever the case. But we're starting at 9 a.m. sharp. So make sure you be there and be seated. Is that Kevin? Is that Bruce Lee, Enter the Dragon? Is that the picture from that movie? But Kevin Saunders, sorry, but where do I need to sign for access, please? Which access are you talking about, Kevin? J91, I submitted a claim for migraines. The VA sent me to 3 exams and now a medical opinion. I know all the CMP exams were in my favor. Do you have any thoughts on that? No. You would actually have to have a copy of your claims file to see the 2507 medical request as to why they sent you for 3 exams for the same thing, migraines. But, if they're in your favor, I would ask, how do you know they're in your favor? But then, let's say hypothetically, you have a positive opinion. Then It's just based on, okay, do you get to 0, 10, 30, or 50%? Okay. But why they sent you for 3 exams, that's not common. Uh, if you actually had to go in person for 3 exams, I never had to do that. I heard some other veterans had to go for 2 exams, but it could have been, they missed something, but to send you back, I don't know if you mean, was it like within a month, over a year, over 2 years, or something like that? I don't know, but that's yeah. I'm curious as to, was it like over a month? The 3 exams over a month, 6 months, a year, 2 years? That could be that could make a difference. Ron, you have no idea how helpful you are for us who are getting educated by you. Hey, Ron, not hey, I really appreciate that feedback. It's our mission here at KMD 89 to educate veterans. I see on a daily basis why a lot of veterans get denied service connection. Talk to several veterans daily, and just listen to some of those, responses. We got to educate each other. But I definitely appreciate that feedback. Mercedes says, yes, I called a live. All right. Brian, I have an HLR, high level review claim in for lower back, but got rated today, but the claim is still open. They said they are waiting for a DBQ from the doctor. What's the reason it's still open if they gave me a rating? Um, I mean, I don't know. And I know a lot of people, they ask these questions. I'm saying I don't know. I can't give an answer to something that a rater did without, maybe looking at something. Okay. It could be a few reasons as to why they did that. It could be a mistake that the VSR just didn't close it out. And maybe that's the reason that it's still open. You may have another deferred issue, another claim that you claim with the lower back on a high level review, and maybe they deferred that for further development, and that means that EP or that claim will still have to be open. But to know exactly why, I mean, I can't give a definite answer to that because I'm not looking at any information. Okay, and a lot of times I've seen stuff, and I'm like, I don't know why that individual employee at the VA did what they did. It makes no sense. Okay, and I'm actually looking at that information, but it could be a few reasons, but I don't even want to speculate as to why. But I would say one, it could be they just forgot to close that EP, or two, if you had another claim on that high level review and they deferred it. But if that's the case, it would be in that rating decision where they granted them back. And if you had a second issue on appeal, they deferred that, but that should be in that rating decision. Johnny says, "Oh, Mr. Kimball, I'm here to learn and support what you are doing for veterans, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina." All right. You used to go to Bike Week. You used to stay up in North Myrtle Beach in the Cherry Grove section. So I spent a lot of time down at Atlantic Beach. So I'm pretty sure you're familiar with that. Learn and support. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification button for all, so you can get updated when I upload new videos and when I'm going live. Bill, do you encourage statements of support? VA Forms 21-4138 is a statement of support of claim. Bill, I use those for mine. And they're like extra sheets of paper. So the 526, the 0995, and the 0996, those places where you write what you're claiming, what you're reopening, what reasons why you're doing a high level review, is a small box. So I've seen veterans get to 4138 on those other 3 prescribed forms, right in there, say, please see attached 4138, and they kind of spell things out. One thing that I didn't do with my claim bill was I didn't get long-winded. I talked to vets, they'll have a consultation, I'll say, oh, let me tell you my story. You already lost that person at the VA. Be precise. Okay, a lot of it, you want to sit there and take 45 minutes to an hour and explain your case. No. your claim will end up a hot mess. But statement of support of claim, I always felt it beneficial when I was doing my claim to keep it short, direct, and to the point. Okay. And I would put that on a VA form 21-4138, also known as statement in support of claim. Okay. I left the military. Oh, Jay, I left the military in September 2020 with complaints and a TBI along with 2 car accidents while in the military. Okay. So J91, you're still within a 1-year period. There's a thing called 1-year presumptives. Okay. And it's under 38 CFR 3.309 subpart A. And these are things that you can claim if you get a diagnosis or you feel you have a diagnosis within 1 year of discharge. One of those things is arthritis. So let's just say you felt that you had arthritis in your ankles, knees, hips, back, neck, shoulders, elbows, and wrists. You can claim all those things as a 1-year presumptive on the 38 CFR 3.309 subpart A. Go out there and look at it. And again, you got out in September 2020. Do you have a copy of your medical records? Is that car accident in there? Did you go to the hospital? What did you report was hurting in that car accident? Did you get a TBI? Does it in that, if you went to the emergency room, do you have a copy of that emergency report? Does it say as you hit your head? Were you unconscious? Things like that. Okay. Gun guy. How you doing, sir? All is good. Gun guy, let me know any locations. Got some ammo on sale. Okay, Zundo, Jay Zundo. What is the whole thing about burnouts and presumptive status? I haven't reviewed that. I've been slammed. Building the team here at KMD 89 Consulting and putting together this event for this week. I do need to do some research on that. I know that they added some stuff to it, but look under Gulf War presumptives or go to the M21, okay, and put in burn pits or burnouts, something like that. That'll do a keyword search for all that in the M21. And one thing, like I said before, what I like about the M21 reference is in that M21 particular reference, at the bottom, it'll always give a 38 CFR if it's something related to that particular topic. Okay. So instead of going to the 38 CFR, I always go to the M21, do that keyword search, do burnouts, do burn pits, and it'll pull up it's all like Google, if you will. It'll pull up all the keywords in that, and then it'll have a 38 CFR attached to it. You can open it up in a new window and it'll give you a breakdown, but I have not had a chance to do the research on that. Okay. But I will be getting a video soon. Maybe if I have time next week, I can do it and present it in the live stream. So again, next Friday, August 27th at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can go sign up live. The event is going to be free. It's going to be open. We're going to have video. So make sure you sign up using your name. No screen names, no PS4, Xbox video names, your name. And when you're admitted to the session, you need to have your video on. If your video is not on, I'm removing you. Okay. So we're all going to interact. We're going to look at each other. You can see me. I can see you. That's the way we're going to do it. Okay. Mercedes says, I'm service connected for bilateral knee injury and bilateral foot condition. My hips are affected. Could I possibly get secondary service connection? Yes. But that will be up to a doctor to provide that medical opinion. If the hip condition is secondary to your service connected knees and foot condition. Yep. Jay Zondo meant burn pits. Yeah. So if you go to the M21, you put in burn pits, it should give a keyword. It'll do a search and it'll pull out all where everything in burn pits is. And then you want to look for the change date at the top of that particular M21 reference. And it should be fairly fairly recently. A lot of people don't like to do that research, but I always encourage people to go out there and do it because the M21, it changes some. The rating schedule, it changes some. Like somebody asked me about helpless child earlier. Um, again, I gave them what I've seen from a couple of years ago, but something could have changed. Something could have been added to it. Something could have been taken away. Okay. Roger says my OSA claim has been in preparation for a notification for 45 days. And today I got a letter stating we are still processing your application. That's a computer generated letter. We apologize for the day. What do you think? Personally, I just think somebody somewhere is just sitting on their butt. Um, depending on how you claimed it, have you had a CMP exam? If you had a CMP exam, the exam should be completed. Why it's been 45 days? The only thing I think of is somebody sitting in their butt, especially if you already had your CMP exam. If you had a CMP exam, there's no reason, if you had a CMP exam 45 days ago, why it's still sitting there, I have no clue. It doesn't make sense. It shouldn't be, but who knows what's going on behind the scenes. I have a claim that a year and a half old, ready to be decided, which I told them to use the evidence provided. How long should it take? I get asked those questions. How long should it take? How long should it take? It's just going to depend on which regional office has jurisdiction over it. Some regional offices are a lot faster than others. Had a client that filed a claim in December 2019. He just got a rating 2 weeks ago. He had his exams back in October 2020. And then when he got the rating decision, they still had a few items on there deferred. We've had clients that filed claims in May. They got a decision back in, last month, so it just depends. I get asked that a lot of times. There's no default time period. I can't say it's 2 weeks. I can't say it's 3 weeks. Every claim is different. Okay. It could be, if I told you 2 weeks, you could tell me, oh, wow, I just got a rating decision in the mail 3 days, a couple of days ago, or something like that. So there's no set time frame. I know they say the VA states that they want to have claims done in a certain time period. That's not always the case. Okay. Kevin says, when seeking 100% schedule for PTSD, with a letter from my employer stating accommodations made for the vet's workplace, would this make a difference? If so, what would the letter need to state? I think any evidence would make a difference. Obviously, what would the letter need to state? You just said it. What are your accommodations? How does your questions I would ask you is, how does your PTSD affect your employment? Okay. But also, it's a thing called total social and occupational impairment. Some VA raters think if you're still working, you can't be 100%. That is incorrect. A lot of VA employees I used to work with, they're 100%. So for PTSD. So if you hear that's just crazy. But I think you answer your question there is letter from the employer stating accommodations. So how do they accommodate you? That would be the question. KD Harley, how do I am rated at 40% for my back, 10% for each leg. I'm presuming the sciatic or femoral nerve radiculopathy, peripheral neuropathy from the back. So is that 60%? I need one injury to put in for TDIU. I would have to pull it up in the calculator because the lower extremities, that's a bilateral factor. Yeah, that would be the bilateral factor to get the true percentage to see if that's 60 or 50, 60, or 70%. I need for one injury to be put in for TDIU. I did a video on TDIU So I recommend go back and look at it. I talk about the scheduler criteria for TDIU, but also remember TDIU, individual unemployability, is not a standalone claim. What does that mean? You're claiming an increase for which you're already service connected for and saying that keeps you from gainful employment. So also remember if that 40% for the back, 10% for the leg, have they been in effect less than 5 years? Have they been in effect more than 5 years? But key thing is TDIU is not a standalone claim. Gene Webb, I am seeking an increase for 40% for a Nexus letter for all my issues to include the primary rate. I'm seeking an increase and then a supplemental. So my question to you, Gene, is if you're doing an increase, what does the Nexus letter do? The Nexus letter has a medical opinion rationale in it. The link has already been substantiated because you're service connected. So if you're doing an increase, what does the Nexus letter do for you? That's my question to you. I've seen veterans pay up to $1,800 for a Nexus statement and they're filing for an increase. In each rating decision, when you're service connected, they tell you what the next higher evaluation is and the criteria for it. It's in those rating decisions. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for you do keep up the good work. Will do. Make sure you continue to support KMD89, the YouTube channel, and we will keep supporting you. Read what the medication bottle says. That is for, we'll probably say for stomach. Okay. I think you're answering that to the question about the GERD. Okay. But I think he wanted to know if there was an actual diagnosis. And again, that would be on the progress report. I'm 60% for sleep apnea and tinnitus. Can I apply for anxiety, depression due to my tinnitus and sleep apnea? Yeah, that would be a secondary claim. Ronald says, I'm a retired vet, and when I go to the VA charges my spouse, medical insurance company. Is that correct? I thought VA visit were free for us veterans. I am a retired vet, and when I go to the VA charges my spouse, medical insurance company. Oh, okay. So yeah, I've seen that. I never worked on the VHA side. I only worked on the VBA side. So I don't know the ins and outs of how the VHA does things through eligibility, but I used to get they're called EOBs, and wherever like I had Florida Blue Cross Blue Shield, and every time I would go to the doctor, about 6 months later, I get this EOB, and it'll say for treatment on this day, and then it'll have the price or the amount that they charge the insurance company, not me, but the insurance company. So when you sign up and you tell the VA the eligibility, I have this insurance, yeah, they bill them. Why they do that, I don't know. I never worked on the healthcare side. You would have to contact the eligibility office at your local VA and ask them, why they do that. Okay. Kevin, yes, that is Bruce. Yes, that is Bruce Enter the Dragon. Sorry, came into the room when you were speaking of the live workshop, called the tail end. Again, I have the live event this Saturday in Tampa, Florida, ACC Hillsborough Community College from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. You can sign up on our website. Go to KMD89 classes link. It's free. It's a free event. Okay. And also, I'm going to do a live event on Zoom where you can interact with me. So you need to sign up with your whole name. When you enter the room, you need to have your video on. If you're in a room and you just have a picture of yourself or a picture of your dog playing in the backyard or, Mount Everest or whatever, you're going to be removed from the room. You'll be able to see me, so I need to be able to see you. Okay. And also sign up with your name. It's that time. What is the pros and cons of putting in a claim for peripheral neuropathy plus diabetic neuropathy secondary to diabetes? Normally, you see when on the DBQ for diabetes, it'll ask, does the veteran have diabetic peripheral neuropathy of the upper and or lower extremities. And then the doctor fills that out. But it would be the same. They're not going to give you because the nerve is the same. The median nerve is for the upper extremities, and then you have the sciatic and femoral nerve in the lower extremities. They just need to know, is it, diabetic neuropathy, or is neuropathy secondary to the neck, neuropathy secondary to the back for the lower extremities, okay? But they can't, if they grant it twice, that would be pyramiding. Tom Green, I am filing reopening a bilateral foot condition claim when granted with a bilateral factor apply. For the foot conditions, I think pes planus, no. That's a good question. I should know that. No, I don't think like flat feet, that doesn't fall on the bilateral factor. I'm sorry. I'm just saying, I'm looking at my rating schedule, and I actually had it open to musculature, so I was trying to, I don't have my my glasses, so reading that far, but it shouldn't fall on the bilateral. I believe the other two exams were supposed to be medical opinions. In the note, the rater put the veteran did not need to attend, but LHI said because they requested a DBQ, had to go first. A lot of times, I know when I used to be a rater, that I requested an exam and I was like, oh, shoot, I shouldn't have requested it. Or a VSR requested it, and then a claim would come to my desk. I'm like, why did they request that? So I would see if the exam was complete. If it wasn't, I could go in the system and cancel it. But when I did that, I had to contact, LHI or QTC or whoever to say, hey, cancel that exam. Veteran doesn't need to go. Okay. But that's not a decision for LHI, especially if the rater said that you didn't need to go. The rater is the one that has to do the rating decision, not LHI. But I'm pretty sure LHI wants you to show because then they get paid. If you don't show, I don't think they get paid, but they don't care, what kind of evidence is in there because they're just getting paid. So, what do they care if you go and the information doesn't get you a higher percentage or whatever? But that would be your decision if you decide to go or not. Alex, I submitted a supplemental with private DBQs. Okay. VA still requests a CMP exam. I refuse to go to CMP, go to the CMP exam. If VA denies my claim, should I file higher review or another supplemental to the first supplemental with new DBQs? Okay. So again, we don't advise you what you should or you shouldn't do. We educate you on the process. So to answer this question, Alex, in some of my videos, I talk about my personal experience with this exact situation that you're in now. My last claim, I filed a claim for increase for a particular condition. I had a DBQ. It wasn't for a supplemental, but it was for an increase. I get a call from QTC. You got to report for the exam. And I'm like, why? I got a DBQ that is actionable and sufficient. Oh, your private doctor can't do a DBQ. And I knew that was bold because I was still working at the VA at the time. I don't care what you're telling me. I'm not showing up. So I don't care if your doctor doesn't get paid. The exam shouldn't have been scheduled in the first place. I didn't go. 2 weeks later, I got a rating decision in the mail. Now, the question to you, Alex, is, are the DBQs actionable and sufficient? Do you need a nexus statement? And if you do, is it actionable and sufficient? My DBQ was actionable. I knew it was actionable because I looked at hundreds of them, and they could have rated with that evidence. So early on, that's what I was saying earlier. There are some inconsistencies because some raters are using actionable and sufficient DBQs and nexus statements, and some are not. So now it's up to the vet to be educated if they want to go or if they don't go. But a supplemental claim, I did a video on it. What do you need for a supplemental claim? Okay. But the first question here, Alex, is the DBQs that you submitted actionable and sufficient? Did you need a nexus statement? And if it's actionable and sufficient. Willie Marshall, hello, how you doing, sir? Hef Dallas was 50% for migraines, headache for over 3 years, and they moved it down to 40 and still have them. Why did they move it down? Okay. Well, I can tell you this. You can't get 40% for migraines. You either at 0, 10, 30 or 50. So I'm assuming that they reduce your migraines, but you have some other service-connected conditions, and your overall percentage went down to 40. Why did they move it to 40? It's in that rating decision. They had to do a proposal to decrease you, and it states in that rating decision why. Maybe you went to an RFE exam, maybe you did an increase. I don't know. I'm not seeing any paperwork. But I can tell you this, in that rating decision that they proposed to reduce, it's in there. And if it was in that notification letter, and I did a video just a couple of weeks ago to tell the difference between a notification letter and a rating decision. In that notification letter, it says if you have 30 days to appeal, I'm not 30 days to appeal, but 30 days, I think it's 30 or 60 days for an RVSR hearing from the date of that notification letter. Did you ask for a hearing? Secondly, did you go back and read the rating decision as to why they did that proposal to reduce? And obviously, if they did reduce you, then you have a final rating decision. So they gave you two rating decisions. One was the proposal to reduce, and the second one was a final one. But I'm assuming that you didn't read the notification letter, because in there you could have asked for a RVSR hearing to state your claim as to why you still should be 50%. So there's some other questions, that comes into play there, Dallas. Was it a routine future assigned to migraines? Did you go back in for an increase? Things that, do you have a copy of your CMP exam? Do you have a copy of your claims folder, which will have that CMP exam? So there are some other questions that need to be, I need, some other answers, questions answered. Gee, what happens if an individual files for an attempt to file a claim and it goes over the 1 year period? I'm not understanding that, Gene. And, another reason why I want to do these, I'm going to do live next Friday at 2 p.m. So you can actually get on screen and ask me some questions, because I'm not really, sometimes I don't understand the questions. So what happens if an individual files an attempt to file? Do you mean an intent to file in a claim and it goes over a 1 year period? So if you are talking about intent to file, you have 365 days from the date of intent to file to submit a formal claim form on a prescribed form. Okay. If not, then it voids it out, and that intent to file is no longer good, if that's the question. Do the VA rates Hodgkin's lymphoma separate from multiple myeloma, or does they use the same rating code for both? I would have to look it up in the rating schedule. It's that time. If you want to come on next week, I have my rating schedule here. I would have to go back and look at the diagnostic codes. I think they're separate, but don't hold me to it. I would have to look it up, and I'm looking. People can't see it, but I'm looking at my rating schedule, a big Bible, if you will. Okay, but it's that time. Or send me an email. It's that time. Send me an email or give me a call, and I will take the time. And if I'm sitting here at my desk, I will go through it with you. So my number is 855-765-3137, extension 0. Okay. And let me know, say it's that time, and I'll look at it. But I would have to get off screen and go look at the rating schedule and the diagnostic codes. I don't have those two diagnostic codes memorized, so I would have to go and verify that. But it shouldn't take no more than a minute or two. So give me a call or send me an email. Rick Marr, can I get sleep apnea secondary to TMJ? I can't say if you will. You can file a secondary claim, but again, you have to go to the CMP exam, and that examiner will have to provide a medical opinion. I'm not a medical doctor, so I don't know if you could. I don't have a medical background, so I can't say yes. But what I can say is, you can file anything secondary to a service-connected condition. You go to the CMP exam, you state your case, then a doctor will provide a medical opinion with a rationale, either a positive opinion or a negative opinion. Benny, hey, how we doing? I'm diagnosed with sinusitis. My ENT stated I have deviated septum. I believe I can get sinusitis, service-connected burn pit exposure, or treatment in service. Is it probable the VA will decline my claim on deviated septum? You know, it would be, if you were treated in service. I've seen veterans treated, I was treated in service I entered service with flat feet. I complained about bilateral foot pain in service. And then I go to the VA examiner on a CMP exam, and she says, I don't have flat feet. But there's clearly evidence that over a 15-year period that shows a diagnosis of flat feet with a current diagnosis from my private provider. So, Benny, I can't say that you will get denied. You just have to put that claim in and see where it falls. But I tell people, if you get that CMP exam, understand the diagnostic code, educate yourself on the diagnostic code criteria for that condition. So when you educate yourself on the criteria under the diagnostic code for that particular condition, now you should be able to reasonably articulate your symptomology when you go to that exam. Okay? Keep that in mind, Benny. Good question. Ooh, here's a doozy. Currently at 80%, 7% PTSD, 10% for hypertension, 10% for tinnitus, 0% for allergic rhinitis. Is it true that because I am at least 70% that I qualify for TDIU, but still have to apply for it? Okay, so I did a video on TDIU, and I showed the criteria. So you need to have one condition at 60%. You need to have multiple conditions at 70% or higher with one condition at 40%. Again, TDIU is not a standalone claim. It will be an increase for, let's just say you're saying that you're unemployable due to all these conditions. That means you're filing an increase for PTSD, hypertension, tinnitus, which 10% is as high as you can get, and allergic rhinitis. You're saying all these conditions keep you from gainful employment. Okay. So it's a claim for increase. So again, like I just told Benny, you got to educate yourself on that criteria for the next hire. Where can you find it? In that rating decision that granted the benefit. You can look on the mental conditions for the criteria for the 100%. Diagnostic code 9411, I believe, is PTSD, but all mental diagnosis has the same percentage criteria. Hypertension, diagnostic code 7101. Tinnitus, don't need to tell you what the diagnostic code is, because guess what? 10% is all you're going to get. Allergic rhinitis, I don't know that diagnostic code right off the top of my head, but it's under respiratory, okay, in the rating schedule. So when you see me look over, I got my old rating schedule on my desk. That's why I keep looking over there, okay? Bill, do pictures while on active duty for a claim help? I would say this. If you send a picture in, I'm not going to say it doesn't help, but if I were to send you, or you send a picture in, how do I know that's you? It could be anybody, right? I'm not saying that it doesn't help, but just ask yourself, if I said, hey, Bill, and I send you, I'm doing something, I send you a picture of me, how do you know that's me? I'm not saying that it couldn't help, but if I was still rating, what does that picture, unless you're holding up your name, or you got, maybe name on your, on your BDU jacket or something like that. Okay. I got turned down for TDIU, even though I cannot work. I'm at 70%. Now we're waiting on the second senior higher level review. Is this supposed to be this difficult? It's over 1 year now. Yes. Things are getting worse. I was saying earlier, our clients are running into a lot of hurdles. Seem like it's harder. But again, if you had in a CMP exam, MB, do you have a copy of your CD? On that CD, it will have that CMP exam. If you have a copy of it, you could read in there why that doctor stated that you were not unemployable, okay? or even did you have a CMP exam? Okay. How to get a claim next pain. Xavier, you got to be a little bit more clear on that one. Oh, how to get a claim neck pain? How are you claiming it? Are you claiming pre-service aggravation, direct, secondary, presumptive? Frank, how to appeal caregiver program to BVA? Thanks. That is caregiver is on the hospital side. I've never worked on the hospital side. I do know what caregiver is. If you were denied caregiver, it should be something in that letter that denied the caregiver program for your appeal rights. Okay. I get a lot of questions about VHA. Remember, VA is broken down to VHA, Federal Healthcare System Administration, VBA, Veterans Benefit Administrations. That's the one that we're talking about, VBA. And then the cemetery. Under VBA, you have loan guarantee, voc rehab, education. I never worked in those, only worked claims, okay? And I never worked on the healthcare side. But I know what caregiver is, and I can only assume that that letter that they sent you, they should state in there what are your appeal rights. So go back to that letter and look for your appeal rights in that letter, okay? You have helped me greatly in my process. Thank you, sir. James A. Not a problem. What does that 900 global mean? Just curious. But yeah, appreciate it. Make sure, James, you subscribe. Hit that notification button. Puts me on medication. Thanks. Appreciate your info. Not a problem. We got about 9 more minutes, guys, and I'm going to go ahead and going to shut it down. Thanks for all the questions. Definitely appreciate it. I was only going to make this thing 30 minutes, but I'll take it another 8 minutes. If there is no policy or law in the M21 and 30 CFR stating total and social occupational impairment, how can this be appealed if that is a reason given by the rater? Thanks for all you do. Not a problem. There is, if you go to the 38 CFR, I think it's subpart C for the rating schedule, look under mental, and then you'll see the general rating criteria for mental and look at the 100%. That's the total and social occupational impairment. Mano, hello. Thanks for all that you do. Quick questions. I'm currently 100% PNT for PTSD. Hey, congrats for maxing out those benefits. I also receive SSDI for PTSD. I just put in for housebound SMC here in Texas. Is this difficult to get approved? No, but you have to understand if you're trying to get housebound, which is SMCS, special monthly compensation, then you have to have one disability at 60% and other combined conditions or one condition or combined conditions at 60% or higher. That's one way. The other way is if you are actually housebound. But I'm thinking the way that you're talking about, you got to have one condition 100%. So, Mano, if you have PTSD at 100%, do you have another condition rated at 60% or higher, or other conditions combined at 60% or higher? If so, they are automatically supposed to give that to you. Oh, I'm sorry. They are automatically supposed to give that to you without you claiming it. But I've seen mistakes happen. Okay. Kevin, an appeal to BVA board, not VBA. Okay. Yeah. I can't remember that question you had earlier. I was just trying to go back, Kevin. When seeking 100% schedule PTSD with a letter from, okay. Don't see that question, so I don't want to go back too far. But I got a question for you. That picture, Enter the Dragon, is that when he was giving that little boy, when he told him, he hit him on the head and say, oh, you will miss all that heavenly glory? Or was he talking to the gentleman that came to him that said he wanted to go to Hans Island? I love that movie. I used to watch it every Friday when I was in 6th or 7th grade. That's how I know. But I like that part when he said, never take your hand off your opponent or you will miss all that heavenly glory. I might watch that tonight, Kevin. Good picture. All right. I'm sorry. I do digress. I am rated 100% for allergic rhinitis. Served 3 deployments, Southwest Asia. Is it possible to have that increase due to recent presumptive for burn pits? What is the best place to get a legitimate Nexus letter? One, again, you're already source connected. So why would burn pits play a role in that? You're already source connected. Okay. So the next thing is in the rating decision, what is the criteria for the next hire? Secondly, do you meet it? Nexus letter, I got one for my private physician. Okay. Outside of the VA. Gregory Gates, hi, I got 0% for bunions. I'm thinking about filing a claim for plus planus, flat feet. Should I file a direct claim for flat feet or secondary? Okay, Gregory, again, here we don't say what you should or you shouldn't do. But I will say this. If filing on a direct basis, what is needed? Current diagnosis, treatment, diagnosis, injury, or complaints while in service. Do you have a copy of your claims file, which will have your service treatment records? Do you have a copy of those? And then you need a nexus statement. Secondary, what are you claiming is secondary to? Has to be due to a service connected condition. Okay. So those are things for you to think about. All right. We're getting a lot of questions about TDIU. Make sure we go back and you look at that video for TDIU. I explained some things in there. I show the 8940, talk about, IU is not a standalone claim. Hi, Dwayne. I had a question. Marcella B. Okay. Dwayne had a question. I applied for TDIU. I have 70%. I did a high level review and still got denied. Now waiting on my senior second level reviewer. So the VA be this difficult. I think we asked that. Like I stated earlier, a lot of things it's getting harder. It's a lot of inconsistencies that I've been seeing. I don't think it should be that hard. But again, we as vets, we got to take a little bit of ownership. Not saying that you did anything wrong, but we got to take a little bit more ownership and get educated. But I would say go back and look at all those ratings decisions, and they should explain why they denied it. Okay. Mike, hi, Dwayne. Thank you. I recently filed for an increase, 1984 motorcycle accident. Hey, good luck with that. Definitely hope you get it. Hi, Dwayne. I've not been working over a year. Forgot to mention that in my previous comments. Okay. Still, there'll be a claim for increase. My private doctor reviewed my C file, claims file, and thought my corporate tunnel syndrome diagnostic code is incorrect. It's possible to change the diagnostic code for a service-connected disability. Then, if the diagnosis is wrong, what is the current diagnosis? That's the question. And then you can look in the rating schedule for that particular diagnosis. But again, whatever it is, what is the rating criteria for it? Okay. And I would say, did they analogize it, meaning that it wasn't actual corporal tunnel, but the diagnosis that you were given is closely related to corporal tunnel? How do you know that? You get a copy of the claims file, you look at the rating code sheet, and it'll be analogized to the closest diagnosis. Okay. So again, Alex, there's more information that you have to have that rating code sheet. So that's why I tell people it's important, and I always challenge veterans to make sure you get a copy of that rating code, of the VA claims file, because a lot of information is in there. A lot of questions that people are asking me, I can't answer because I'm not looking at that information. But then if you have already submitted that for your privacy request for the claims file, it's in there. Okay. So make sure you do that. Tom Green, thank you. Also, is Tom Green okay to use as a name? Yeah, that's fine. Just took me 18 months to get my claim. Man, that is crazy. What's up, Fred? Go Bob. I'm gonna let you see that back there. You know what it is. All right. Excuse me. It took me 11 months. It's crazy. It's crazy as to why it takes that long. When you want me to call for the cancel question, try to give me a call tomorrow. The next couple of days is really going to be hectic because we have this event coming up Saturday. I know tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. I'm going to be doing a presentation online for nonprofit. I know some people have taken that. We're talking about the VA claims process. So if you call between those times, I won't be picking up. But after that, be hit and miss. So just try and call, leave a message, and I'll give you a call back. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down. I was only gonna do an hour. Thank you, sir. Not a problem. But if I missed your question, again, I'm going to be doing you go to my website, and I'm going to put the website in here. Let me pull it up for everyone. I'm going to put my website in the chat box. Okay. Let me know if you get it. Oh. Okay, there it is. It's in the chat window. That's my website. You can sign up on the class. As a matter of fact, I'll give and it's next Friday at 2 p.m. Okay, Eastern Standard Time. I'll be doing it live Q&A. So share your video. If you come in a room, you don't have your video or some crazy name, I'm not going to let you in. If you come in without the video, you're going to get removed. Okay, so that way I can get 8 a.m. Man, that's early. Let's try to do that. I got a call at 8:30. But yeah, try me then. Willie Marshall, thank you, not a problem. Yes, thank you, not a problem. Got the website. Thanks for your help. Hey, not a problem. So again, if I missed your question tonight, just log in next Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you're on the West Coast, I think that's 11 a.m. or something like that. So just remember, it'll be Eastern Standard Time, and you can. It'll be an hour. So go ahead and sign up. Once it's loaded, that's it. I got a certain number of seats. Make sure you show your video. So it's only supposed to be 30 minutes, but went a bit long. Went a little bit longer. Thank you for your questions. Again, I do apologize if I didn't get to your questions. Log in, sign up for the class, go to my website. There's a lot of other good information there. So spend about 5 minutes, go through the website. We're going to get some things. I'm looking at it now. We're going to have our bios up there of the team. They're going to be on there. It's not on there as of yet. Hopefully by the end of the week, it should be on there. It gives you a little bit of our background, classes. You can see some testimonials from previous clients, and then some of our trainings and stuff like that. Okay. So thanks for all the questions tonight. Thank you for your service, and I'll see you either in one of my live events or the event this Saturday if you are in the Tampa area. If not, I'll see you on my next live stream. Take care.